Okay, Barb. I just wanted to go through this with my voice so that there's no confusion on what's going on here. You can start, I think, with the EOBs as of this week. Brooke will finish what she has from last week, and you guys can kind of be in communication as to whatever Brooke had kind of outstanding over the next week or two, just to make sure things get balanced out and checked out and all of that cleared up. What we're going to start here is just your work schedule and expectations as of today. I know that says the 15th. I'm going to change that to the 5th. Uh, we're going to start with what you showed me a handful of weeks ago before all of your treatments started, just to kind of say, hey, this is what I'm going to get done. So this is just a bit of a review here for you. Let's see, there we go. On Monday, you were going to spend 7 hours. You're going to do patient check-in, patient review, ASH and MNR and EDI rejections. On Tuesday, 6.5 hours, check-in and patient review and posting EOBs. Wednesday, 7 hours check-in and patient review and PI casework. Thursday, 5.5 hours check-in and patient review, zero pays, aged outstanding claims. And on Friday, 5.5 hours of check-in, patient review, staff meeting, printing, mailing, verification, worksheet, and mailed EOB. So kind of the miscellaneous stuff for a rough estimate of 31.5 hours per week. We're going to review the schedule expectations. So all the things that are getting done in that time are the ASH MNR recognitions and communications to the doctor. Up here you have that as, for one day, the ASH and MNR in 7 hours of work time, and that's just not realistic. The ASH, if you're just doing the MNR, maybe the EOBs take a little bit of time, but the MNRs are really just identifying those and letting the physician know that they have to do the MNR or identify whether it's even worth it to do the MNR. So that shouldn't take more than 1 or 2 hours throughout the week. The EDI rejections, it's something I don't think you were doing too much of because we had several EDI rejections that would go back in and take care of. That identification and correction, communication. We have EOB data entry, confirmation and communication, PI case updates and final delivery, zero pay and aged outstanding claims, identification and closing, trend awareness, and miscellaneous. So if we take that, instead of looking at doing some of those on each day, we have to change that. Because again, like we said, these ASH and EDI rejections, number one, they're not going to take that long. And number two, there was quite a few rejections that weren't getting done. So the 7 hour time period, I have to kind of question, that as far as what you're getting accomplished on Mondays. Posting EOBs, yeah, absolutely. That's going to take some time. But instead of having one day, we're definitely going to change how we approach that just for the efficiency of it all. PI casework, that's not going to take 7 hours a week. That's going to take some weeks almost no time. Other weeks it might be a little bit more, but average 1 to 2 hours, somewhere around there. The zero pays and the aged outstanding claims, we weren't really even doing aged outstanding claims. Zero pays, I'm sure you were doing some calls and all that, but we had to clean up quite a few of the zero pays. So definitely want to look at, this Thursday, what you're doing as far as your efficiency. And then your staff meeting, printing, verification, worksheet, mailing EOBs, kind of look at that and say what's actually getting done there. So we go back, to all of those and we recategorize them, and daily, your number one category item is always going to be your EOB data entry. So every day you'll look on EDI, AshLink, Optum to kind of say, hey, what's on there, and take care of those immediately. From that, you're also going to be able to check the rejections and the zero pays or the reimbursements that don't add up with the verifications that we had to flag those and start that communication process with either the front desk or with the treatment division, the doctors. Also, MNR recognition and communication, saying, hey, we got a 14 code from the ASH link that says you need an MNR doc. So you either need to do that because we're getting reimbursed, or we need to uncheck the boxes because there's no point because we're not getting reimbursed anything. The patient's paying 100% cash. Trend awareness is also going to come from that if you're doing that on a daily basis instead of trying to get it all done in one day. That's just too much, and you get kind of fatigued doing the same thing, and then errors are going to happen. Next is the zero pay, aged outstanding claims, communication, and action. That's 1 to 2 times a week, 3 to 5 hours per week. And that's kind of saying, hey, anything that you're kind of highlighting, you're going to take certain times throughout the week, probably Monday through Wednesday when the bulk of the EOBs isn't that big. And you're going to start to communicate with the front desk or with the doctors and make sure that we're getting things cleaned up as far as the ledger and making sure that things are running smoothly on the insurance end. The last thing is the PI casework and miscellaneous. That's going to be, maybe it's a little bit every day. Maybe you have one day out of the week where you prioritize that, again sometime between Monday and Wednesday, where you're really focusing on getting all the miscellaneous things and what needs to be done with PI casework done. So an average of about 20 hours. Future expectations, we just kind of went through this, but I'm just going to line item them again here. EOB data entry and related items done by Friday with confirmation email. Meaning I want them done by Friday, and I need you to email me when they are done. If they are done on a daily basis, then there should be no issue with weekly completion. Paper EOBs can either be delivered or done by Brooke to ensure weekly completion. All others can be accessed online. This is the primary objective priority of the financial division and should generally take precedence over other tasks. Rejections, zero pays, MNR recognition, communication, and trend awareness all flow from daily completion of EOBs, meaning you do the EOBs and all those other things are going to come naturally from them. The vast majority of the EOBs come in from EDI on Thursday and Optum on Friday, so those days should be devoted largely, if not entirely, to EOB data entry. Zero pay, aged outstanding claim, communication, and action, like we said, done roughly 1 to 2 times per week. Make notes on which EOBs need review or further action, and then take such action to ensure appropriate modifications are made for future flow of the ledger and patient experience. The last thing, PI casework and miscellaneous, done roughly 1 time a week. Review the PI case list and take the appropriate actions. Monthly to quarterly check-ins to attorneys regarding case status via email, since some of those don't get paid out for 18 or even 18 months or 2 years. You can do that via email or phone call, whatever is working in terms of that initial contact with the attorney's firm. And weekly to bi-monthly checks with the insurance companies or patients regarding the payment status. Those are a little bit more often because they come a little bit faster, and we need to figure out where that check is coming from, whether it's the insurance company or from the patient themselves. Notary and mailing to be done as needed at the convenient times for the physicians. We go to review of everything and covering the job requirements for the last few weeks. We have noticed that the division expectations needed updated. This is something that has started and will continue for all divisions of the business. This part of the year was, or 2017 has been this transition to our new office and our new flow. And with that, we have to identify, hey, where do we need to clean things up if we want to grow in the manner in which we want to grow? And so we're doing that in every single division. So we're not just doing this in the financial. We've already done it in treatment. We're in the process of doing it with the front desk and in every other division. We identified that certain things were being overly prioritized and others under-prioritized. The recategorization and future expectations were designed to ensure the time prioritization was recalibrated to optimal efficiency. We're probably going to be adding at least one more physician, and we might be doing some other things in the future where efficiency is going to be paramount. And so we want to really ensure that that's getting done at this point in time. The time estimates were also modified based on previous estimates that were confirmed during the coverage period. In the past, financial was able to bill hourly without explanation. In the future, financial will be able to do this so long as the hours do not exceed the 20 hours per week or the 40-hour pay period. If the work necessary to complete the expectations exceeds 20 to 40 hours, and then a brief explanation as to why the extra time was necessary will be required. So we understand, hey, sometimes you might not, there was times when we were done in about 10 to 12 hours per week. There's other times we get a lot of PI work and some other things that we have to do that might be a little bit excessive. So, need more time to get those accomplished. In those times, I just want an understanding of why it's over 20 hours per week or 40 hours per pay period. Let me know if you have any questions on this or any concerns, and we can move forward from there. Thanks, Barb.